Yes, from the Department of Marine Engineering will be your master of ceremony for today. Let us embark on a journey of inspiration, learning, and celebration of incredible, incredible spirits that propels us into the future. I welcome everyone to the Momentum Expert Talk series organized jointly by the Departments of Mechanical and Marine Engineering in association with Samarth, Srinivas, Srinivasa Advanced Manufacturing and Research Theatre, Srinivas Institute of Technology, Valachai. Let us take a moment to remember the words, the more we share, the more we have. With this in mind, I am delighted to invite Mr. Bojraj AS, 5th SEM Marine Engineering to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. I'm Boja Jayas from Marine Engineering. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to this exciting online event. Whether you're joining us from home, office, your living couch, I'm so grateful that you have chosen to spend your time with us. As we are gathered here for the inaugural function of the Momentum Expert Talks, jointly organized by the Department of Mechanical and Marine Engineering in association with Samarth. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Nikhil Kumar, who has a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from Savitribai Phule, Pune University, and has 10 years of experience in automotive domain, currently working as a specialist engineer in the EV division. I welcome you, sir. And I would like to welcome our president of the function, Dr. Srinivas Mayadi, principal of Srinivas Institute of Technology. Welcome you, sir. I welcome our beloved HOD of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Shankar K.S. Welcome, sir. I would love to welcome our beloved HOD of Marine Engineering, Dr. Lokesh V. Welcome, sir. Now I welcome Professor Satyaprakash A., AIMS Faculty Coordinator and Samarth Project Manager. Welcome, sir. Now I welcome Professor Sunil Kumar R., AIMS Faculty Coordinator. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome Mr. Chetan YC, Specialist Engineer. Welcome, sir. I would also like to welcome all the faculty members, coordinators, and my friends for the session. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you, sir.
A wonderful welcome, Bojraj. A leader who shows the way, encourages others to follow with determination, and builds a team where every success is a win for everyone. With this in mechanical engineering, Dr. Shankar K.S. will briefly address the gathering.
Professor, unmute and talk. Please unmute it. Unmute and talk. Unmute.
Okay, sorry for the glitches. President of today's program, Dr. Srinivas Maya sir, the guest speaker and the resource person, Mr. Nikhil, my colleagues, dear students and participants. It's a fine program being organized by the Department of Mechanical and Marine Engineering. Wherein experts from the field of mechanical and marine and allied engineering streams will be coming online and delivering technical talks. in the recent advancements in the mechanical engineering streams. And aptly the title has been given as momentum because whenever we are having the new technologies being coming into the industry, it has to reach to the curriculum and the classrooms, and it is only possible through expert talks and interactions. In this respect, we are having organizing this series of talks every weekend, so that we can contribute for the community, the student community, for enhancing their technical knowledge and bringing insights into the recent developments
so
in
that
the
can
industry.
contribute.
I wish all these webinars will go well
I will
taken
all
by
these
the student
webinars
community,
well by student community,
and we'll be able to interact and get to the knowledge level
which is required when we actually come to the industry after our graduation.
I thank our
I thank
principal
our principal sir for
encouraging us to
conduct
these events,
and also thank all the
organizing team,
and especially today's guest speaker, Mr. Nikhil, who's going to talk about
the
the advancements in the electric vehicle technology.
I wish a good
I
day
wish
and
a good day
webinar.
and a good webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Without a rudder, a ship is lost. Without a leader, a people lose their way. With this in mind, I now request the president of today's function, Dr. Srinivasa Mayadi, Principal, Srinivas Institute of Technology, Mangaluru, to address the gathering.
Good morning to all of you. Today's
Morning.
expert in EV specialist, actually, that is Mr. Nikhil Kumar, Dr. Shankar, Dr. Satya Prakash, Professor Sunil, and dear, my colleagues and dear students. Noted. Manvit, today I am very happy that our mechanical engineering department and marine engineering department came forward and organizing the expert talk series in the college for the coming every week. Today is one of the topic is taken will be the electric vehicle. This is one of the latest topic going to be very hit in the coming days. Technology is going to be very hit in the market. Maybe 7 to 8 years, we can see almost all the vehicles in the road will be the electric vehicle. There is a scope for the mechanical engineering will be very high to work under electric vehicle. So to know the fundamentals, the specialist that came on the online, that is Mr. Nikhil Kumar. He is working under the EV division. I am very happy to know that he came forward and giving a talk to our students. I would like to thank Mr. Nikhil Kumar for coming forward and helping us to educate our students in the electric vehicle. So I request all the students take this as a positive ways and fundamentals. The experts will tell you what to develop further. It is your responsibility. So I request all the students to attentively attend all the expert talk series. See that you are get knowledge with this type of talks. So with this, once again, I say congratulations to the department for organizing this type of events, and special congratulations to the students of electrical and marine engineering came forward and attending this program, and surely what you learned from this, think on that and develop further. With this, I would like to thank Satya Prakash and Sunil organizing this Momentum Talk series in the department. Thank you one and all. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience. I now request Mr. Gratitude is the best attitude. I thank Mr. Nikhil Kumar for being our chief guest, even with the busy schedule. You have taken your time to educate us. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank Honorable Principal Dr. Srinivasa Mayadi, who is the driving force behind this event. Thank you, sir. Next, I would love to thank our head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Shankar KS, for his motivation for the success of this event. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank our beloved head of the Department of Marine Engineering, Dr. Lokesh V, for his guidance. Thank you, sir. Next, I take this moment to thank Professor Satyaprakash A, ASMA Faculty Coordinator and Samarth Project Manager for arranging this program. Thank you, sir. Now, I would love to thank Professor Sunil Prakash R, AIMS Faculty Coordinator, Department of Marine Engineering, for arranging this program. Now, I would like to call Mr. Nikhil Kumar to take over and give the keynote address.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, thank you
Yes.
everyone. Thank you everyone
Yes.
to having me here. And this is actually very good opportunity, to showcase the integration between whatever the academics and the industrial things. Somewhere we have to bridge this gap, and this is very good initiative that I liked it. So that's why I'm here to present the something. So before starting the session, I would like to thanks once again to the Professor Satya Prakash and all the HOD sirs, principals, and all the coordinators of this event. So with this note, I will present my screen and we'll start the our topic. Let me know once it is visible.
Sir, it's visible, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, here almost all the I assume that all the final year student who is like let us say in the verge of completing the engineering, and they are all wanted to know that what are the different options available after the completing engineering, so they can easily enter into the very interesting domain, or we can say very growth words domain. So to understand that, here I am just giving some brief idea like what are the different domains present for the mechanical engineering. And currently, if we talk about mechanical engineering, we all know mechanical engineering is the mother branch of the engineering, and everybody will think like that. In mechanical engineering, almost everything is saturated. We all achieved all the extremes. So always, if you talk with anyone who is mechanical engineer, they will always say there is a no scope for the new innovation and technology. But I would like to say here, mechanical engineering is such a field wherever something happening new or wherever there is an opportunity, the first branch will come in the picture. That's the mechanical engineer, because engineers are always there to mitigate the necessity of the society by the various ways. And you know, whenever we need any development or any requirement, so always we need to start from the engineering perception. Then only we will come to the some final solid solution for it. So on this basis, uh, here I will cover some of the areas which is related to the electric vehicle industry. So why electric vehicle industry I want to talk today? Because many engineers, many mechanical engineers basically will assume that electrical is a something part of a electrical and electronics engineering department. So they might be thinking that what we will do in industry. And so even anyone wanted to start something in this industry, they don't know exactly from where they need to start. So we will have to start somewhere to gain into some good experience, as well as we have to enter into the EV industry. So what are the different ways and how we can start at the initial level one? Because after getting some experience, definitely everyone will get to know how to start and where to go. But at the last year of engineering itself, if you get some clear idea, then it will be very easy for you, and sometime you will find your interest at early stage also. So this is the main intention to take this topic for the today's presentation, I can say. So on this, I will go to the next. So everybody knows that there are multiple domains which comes under the mechanical engineering. So as a mechanical engineer, if you see, I have listed down some of the domain because this is not the complete domain, but still these are the very huge domains, I can say. So I will just explain quickly one by one domain, and then we will go to the our automotive domain in detail. So if you see under mechanical engineer, the very rigorous domains are there. Out of that, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So generally, if you see any car or any offices, they require the AC and ventilation system. So that AC ventilation system, that all optimization task and development of the ventilation system or heating system, that all will be done by the mechanical engineering only. So ultimately, this is also a separate branch of mechanical engineering. HVAC generally we call it as a. So under that, there are many different subjects are there. If you remember, in I think finally there are some subject like advanced RAC, refrigeration and air conditioning. Then we might be having the fluid mechanics. Then heat transfer is there. So this all comes under the HVAC. Next, if you see the domain, that is the automotive industry, and that's what we are going to talk today in detail. But again, in automotive industry is a very vast domain. Under that, if you see, there are IC engine vehicles, electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, hydrogen vehicles. So it's a very vast domain. I just generally name this as the automotive industry, but under that automotive industry, mostly I will be concentrating more on the electrical domain. We'll see that later. Another domain that mechanical engineer might not be aware, that's the healthcare technology. So if you know, whenever any medical equipments we are building, so their precision and accuracy is very much prime importance. So to maintain that, the major role is performed by the mechanical engineer. So sometimes they can be called as a biomedical engineer also. So ultimately, the physics and the theoretical knowledge, whatever we are going to use, that is comes from the mechanical engineering. Another is water and environmental management. So nowadays, if you see this pollution, then environmental issues, they are increasing in a very abundant amount. So how we can reduce that by developing such a system, such an equipment which will produce the less carbon emissions or NOx emissions. So ultimately, somehow we are responsible for environmental management and water management also through the mechanical engineering one. defense industry, everyone knows that in defense, India is becoming more powerful nowadays. And our own like Indian companies also making very good growth in terms of technology as well as cost reduction, if you see. So all this can be achieved through the mechanical engineering. Another, the different domains, if I want to talk very quickly, then it can be a infrastructure development, energy system. So in energy system, we are generating the power to locomotive, and many of the industries require that power. So all this power development or power generation activity is done by the mechanical engineer only. And not last but very important domain is nothing but the manufacturing and optimization, because all the things ultimately comes to the manufacturing and optimization, because we need a product that can be used by the many people or society to make their life comfortable or easy. So ultimately this all can be collaborated under the mechanical engineering. So this was the general idea I just gave. What are the mechanical domains someone can go? With this note, I will go to the next slide. Till now, my voice is clear. If any issue is there, you can stop me at any time. Okay. So out of this all the domains, why we selected electric vehicles only? So in 21st century, if you see, there is a concern of green energy. Like we all wanted to live the life in a good environmental conditions. So to achieve that, we have to reduce the carbon emissions, air pollutions in a multiple ways. So one of the way is to reduce the pollution by the automotive domain, or we can say the electric vehicle will directly impact to the reduction in the pollution. So that environmental concern is the major in all the countries, we can say. So they are proposing everybody to find out the solution to reduce the pollution and to make the environment more safer and greener. Another thing is that nowadays the battery technology is at a very advanced level. Nowadays we have the solid state battery also, which will last for the longer duration as compared to the conventional batteries. So this is one of the good point to improve the growth of this EV. So ultimately, advancement in the battery technology will boost the electric vehicle industry. Another thing is that many countries, government are supporting to the people like buys the EV, and for that they are providing some incentives, also providing some tax exemptions. So this is also encouraging people to buy more EVs than the conventional IC engines. So this also affect ultimately the growth of EV industries. As I told, battery technology is increasing very hugely, and the same way the cost is also reducing. Another important point is that consumer also accepting that, and they are also making aware, as EV is the solution or EV is the one another option to the IC engine, and in the same way they are getting the cost benefit also. If you compare the EV cost as well as IC engine running cost, so there is a huge difference between the both. Also there is a extra advantage we are getting, like ultimately we are supporting to the greener and cleaner environment. So that is also one we can say the awareness that is nowadays developed in the consumer also. So this kind of smaller things also boosting the growth of EV industry in a very good manner or majorly. Another thing I want to say here, global energy transitions. Like everyone want to transit from the renewable energies. So if you compare the renewable energies, so EV can be easily converted or EV can be easily adapted to this new energy transition systems. So this is also very good positive point for the EV industries. And as I told, everybody want to make the urbanization or want to make the smart cities. So ultimately, if you want to make the smart cities, it should be pollution free. And to achieve that, we have the option that's the electric vehicle. So if I combine this all reasons, so you can easily see that there is a so much of growth still there in the EV domain. So now if you want to be the part of this growth, we have to understand where we stand now. And based on that, we have to take actions to get into this growth cycle. Yeah. So in a last session, I just explained about the different domains in the mechanical engineer. But here, I would like to go more detail for the mechanical engineer role in the EV domain. Because EV domain, also there are subdomain is there, which will be very fastly growing and also very innovative for the mechanical engineer. So if you see here, I have just listed out a few domains like product development, vehicle aerodynamics, thermal management, vehicle dynamics, manufacturing and assembly, regulatory compliances, reliability, and innovation analysis. So each and every domain I will going to explain here in a brief way. So you will get to know that according to your interest, which domain is best suitable for you, and based on that, you can take the decision. So now only you can prepare for the upcoming opportunities. Yeah. So in the EV domain, the first part is the product development. So I think everybody knows that product development is the inherent part of the mechanical engineering. In the product development activity, generally, this conventional procedure is like that to generate the concept, to generate some ideas based on the requirement. Then we have to research on that idea to make it usable for the consumer, or whatever the requirement is there, whether our idea is satisfying that requirement level, that we have to do in the research stage. After doing that research, we have to work on the business analytics or just analysis, I can say. Here, basically, we will find out the cost of that product, how that product will give us the benefit in terms of the money we spent on it, what are the resources required generate or to develop such a kind of product. This all study and analysis will be conducted under the business analysis. And the fourth stage is nothing but after studying this much of rigorous times, we have to do the actual product development. And in the product development, the main role is done by the mechanical engineer only. If you see here, in a product development activity, the design stage, then prototyping stage, and then manufacturing stage. So this design stage is nothing but one subdomain of the mechanical engineering. I think we all learned one subject, that is the design of machine elements. And also under that, if you see, there was different subtypes like strength of material is there, then theory of machines is there. So this all combined knowledge will help you to drive the product development activities. After designing, the main task is to build the prototype of that particular component. Because whenever you are building the prototype, you are creating the product which will fit into the required areas. So in an EV, if I want to say that what are that product which will we need to design. So the main product is nothing but the powertrain. If you aware about the IC engine, so IC engine we have the gearbox and basically IC engine which will produce the energy and which will drive the vehicle through the multiple mechanism system. But in an electric vehicle, we don't have the IC engine. So instead of IC engine, we have the electric motor. So that electric motor is become the heart of the EV domain or EV industry. So we have to make the efficient motor to gain the maximum output out of it. And to support that activity, we have to design the different gearbox, different powertrain design, and also different mechanical component to support this integration. So this is very new for the mechanical engineer because most of the data, whatever we have or whatever we learn in our academics, that is from the IC engine. But when you come to the electric vehicle industry, you have to use the basic knowledge of product, whatever we learned from the academics, and you have to use your innovative ideas to make the new product which will suitable for the electric vehicles. So that is nothing but the development of the new product in the prototype. After prototyping, definitely there is a trial production we need to do, testing we need to do, and this all activity is carried out by the mechanical engineers. So if you see here, you will get to know that product development is a very huge field. Under that, if I want to talk in an electric vehicle related domain, electric motor. So motor development or motor prototyping is the major task that will be performed by the mechanical engineer. Then the powertrain is there, that powertrain design, then gearbox design, these all tasks are performed by the mechanical engineers only. So now we'll get to know that even though EV, that electric vehicle, sounds like a more about electrical engineer, but most of the major work is carried out by the mechanical engineer only. And at the last stage, if you see launching of the product, even though if you, there are multiple ways of launching of the product. Like let us say we are launching any two-wheeler, which is EV two-wheeler. Ultimately, to uh, like we have to showcase our capability, like whatever we build, that capability we need to showcase to the consumer, and we need to explain them how this vehicle will be efficient than the existing conventional vehicle. This is also very challenging task, and definitely this task also is a part of a mechanical engineering, because mechanical engineering candidate or mechanical engineering only can be explained or are able to explain how it is different from the conventional thing and how it is beneficial to the people. So this all process is called as product development activity. Definitely, this topic is very much huge. I just try to cover the major points, what is currently going on in the industries. And based on that, if anyone want to go into the product development, then they might have to understand the different topics like theory of machines, then strength of material, then machine design. These all topics they have to understand very deeply to go into this domain. I'll move to the next. If anyone have questions, they can ask me or they can type in a chat also. So at the end of session, we will answer them. Next is vehicle aerodynamics. So aerodynamics is a very old branch, and again it is a sub branch of the mechanical engineering only. Now, whenever we are developing any electric vehicle, same like a IC engine vehicle, we have to work on the efficiency improvement. And whenever we are talking about the efficiency improvement, then the design, whatever we are using, that should be aerodynamically optimized. Then only we can achieve the maximum efficiency and optimum vehicle range. So definitely to carry out this kind of vehicle aerodynamics activity, again, the crucial role will be played by the mechanical engineers only. Because mechanical engineers need to understand what kind of aerodynamics effect or what kind of design we need to implement to get the maximum efficiency out of this vehicle. So again, this is a way like different domain only under under EV industry, I can say. Here, mostly mechanical engineers need to learn the fluid mechanics, then computational fluid dynamics, different aerodynamics studies that need to carry out to understand the behavior, and based on that they have to give suggestion to the product development engineer to modify the design. So again, it is a collaborative activity. Alone mechanical engineer cannot do these things. It's always the cross-functional team member activity. So we have to deal with each other to make the product optimize and better. So like the another or IC engine aerodynamics, the EV also need the similar kind of aerodynamic study, and that can be performed by the mechanical engineer. So this is also one of the department, I can say. Another is that thermal management. So this is the most crucial and critical part of the EV domain, because in an electrical vehicle there are maximum component which are producing heat. If you start from the IC engine, so there is a IC engine which will produce maximum heat, but along with the IC engine, we have multiple areas where we can distribute that heat and we'll try to keep cool engine. But in a same way, EV, there is a electric motor which is producing higher amount of energy. Along with that, there is a battery system which is also producing the heat. Similar to that, there are many auxiliary components which will also compensate or which will also part of the heat production in the overall system. So definitely we need to optimize the heat production and we need to dissipate this heat through the rigorous simulation to study different thermal aspects, to use different materials to mitigate this kind of thermal management. And at the same time, we have to keep all these components under one constrained domain. So again, space constraint is also a very huge challenge for the mechanical engineer. So they need to make the product more thermal efficient so that they can fix all the component under one hood. So I have just mentioned here, if you see, there are different sub-domain under the thermal management. Like there are battery thermal management, powertrain cooling, power devices cooling, waste heat recovery, and HVAC that we saw earlier. If you see here, I just try to show the what are the components where heat will be generated. So most of the region you can see electric motors, then ECU units, then the battery. These all components are prone to the heat dissipation most of the time. So definitely wherever the thermal management is required, there is a need of mechanical engineer to understand this scenario and optimize it by using the mechanical engineering knowledge. So this is one of the domain which will come under the electric vehicle. On this, I'll go to the next slide, and that is nothing but the vehicle dynamics. So in IC engine, if you see this vehicle dynamics part of any automotive vehicle or any automotive carriage, I can say. So if you go to the strength of material, you will get to know there is a study of different materials which will provide us the strength, then forces, stresses, strain. This all calculation will comes, and combinedly we are using this as a vehicle dynamics idea. So if you see here in IC engine, the mass of the engine will be very huge. So definitely stability, imbalances, this all kind of stuff we can easily handle in the IC vehicles. But when it comes to the electric vehicle, we have to replace our IC engine with the electric motor, and also we need to add extra mass of the battery to the EV. So by adding the mass, then by replacing the IC engine with the electric motor, this all integration, we have to do the rigorous study of the dynamics. Then only we can make the more stable and optimized electric vehicle for the like requirement or industrial generation. So if you see here, the main task is like suspension system. That suspension system is directly related to the customer. Like customer need the comfortable ride and handling. Then only they will purchase the EVs. So to make sure that they should feel comfortable and they should not feel any irritation while driving the car, they should not feel any noise while driving this particular car. We need to take care that all under this domain that's called vehicle dynamics. So what is the actually role of mechanical engineer here? So mechanical engineer will play a role in terms of optimizing the suspension system, then developing the electric power steering system, which will be giving more easier control to the driver, so they can easily control vehicle and they will feel better. That feeling better, that kind of study is nothing but the NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. Again, this is also a different domain only under vehicle dynamics to study the different levels of vibration, natural frequencies. So in that way, we can save our vehicle getting into the natural frequency domain. So this kind of new domain is also there under the EV for the mechanical engineer. In the next session, and the most important session, that's the manufacturing and assembly. If you see, as I initially only I told, mechanical engineer means manufacturing and assembly, because ultimately we are the one who is producing our ideas into the real life product. and that product used by the all the people or many people who needs it. So according to their needs, we are developing our product, we are molding our product to provide the good optimized performance. So definitely manufacturing and assembly is a very critical task and also important task. Like if you see in electric vehicle, there are certain components which we need to manufacturing with a very small tolerances, like 0.1 mm, 0.2 mm. So again, to modify, to develop such a components, we have to use manufacturing knowledge. And also while using the manufacturing knowledge, we have to concentrate on the cost also, because we cannot spend too much of money for the simple things. So ultimately, cost and optimization, this both combinedly come to replicate the manufacturing process. So again, this is also one of the major role performed by the mechanical engineer in the industry. And this manufacturing is related to the all the domains. It's not related only to the electric vehicles. Unlike electric vehicles, there are automotive domain, power generation. Then you can see environmental sustainability. So many things are there where manufacturing will play a crucial role. So this is also very vast branch for the mechanical engineer. On this note, I'll go to the next slide. Regulatory compliances. Now, till now we just saw about the technical role, whatever the technical role we have that we are performing as a mechanical engineer. But apart from the technical role, there are certain roles which mechanical engineer needs to perform, like to maintain the safety standard and emission regulation, whatever the standard given by the government. So to do that, mechanical engineer need to do multiple kind of testing and validation, and also based on testing they need to take the action so that they can make the more better product which will definitely pass the criteria set by the government. And this is also a part of mechanical engineering, because as a whole vehicle, if you see, the regulatory compliances will come under the emissions challenges, then reliability, performance management. This all stuff only can be handled by mechanical engineering. So again, this is also very new domain. Many of the people is not aware about this domain, but this is also very growing domain for the mechanical engineer. Next, as I told, reliability and durability. Whenever there is concern regarding to the safety and the life of the component, again the same mechanical engineer need to come and solve this problem. So here, how mechanical engineers are solving this problem. So if you see here on the right hand side, I have shown the actual testing and virtual testing. So the actual testing is nothing but we have to do that testing in government defined labs, where we need to take our vehicle and we have to do certain testing by setting some parameters. But the same things can be replicated in our softwares by some CAE simulation procedure, and we can validate those processes and we can reduce the testing cost also. So again, this making this validation, making this twin building model, this part is also comes under the mechanical engineers. So if you see here, the very important role like safety of the occupant, which who will drive the car, that is also very much important for the mechanical engineer. So this all the test and the crash testing, simulation, this will be performed in a different department. And in almost all the automotive industry, you will get the reliability and durability department. Again, for that department, you need a mechanical engineer to drive these processes throughout. On the innovation and research side, if you see, the main role of the mechanical engineer is to reduce the waste, because in the manufacturing processes, if anything goes wrong, there will be huge amount of waste will be generated. So we as a mechanical engineer need to take care that the minimum waste should be generated, and whatever product we are developing, that should be recyclable, and whatever residual waste is there, it should not harm the environment in a bad way. So these all things we can take care by developing and exploring the new material, also by exploring the new processes which will reduce the waste. Also, repairing, reusing, this kind of awareness we need to make sure that the people should understand, and then only we can develop the eco-friendly system which will have the limited waste. Also, we can use the optimum product, whatever the raw material we have, we can use that in our optimum way. Yes, any question is there? Okay. On the next, I like to conclude whatever we discussed. So as I told, for the mechanical engineer, there are lots of opportunities are coming because of the multiple other fields are directly overlapping with our mechanical engineering discipline. Like if you see, there are electrical vehicle domain, there is artificial intelligence, then if you see there is a simulation activities. So this all are in a very good growth field. And because of this, there will be plenty of opportunities for the mechanical engineer in this domain. As a mechanical engineer, like you can go for the pure technical role also, you can go for the managerial role also, and you can make the sandwich of technical and managerial. That's called techno managerial role. So this can be the different opportunity available in the industries. So based on your interest, you can choose any one of them. And I suggest everyone always update your skills to be with the growth of the industries. And again, with whenever we are working for ourselves, sometimes we have to contribute to the society also by innovating idea, by initiating something like this activity you guys have initiated. So I think this is the like a major role of mechanical engineer, which allow you to do the both the things. So on this note, I'll just conclude my sessions, and I'll say all the very best to everyone for the engineering, mechanical engineer fields. And with this, I conclude. If any questions is there, then I can take.
Sir, I have a question to you.
Yeah.
So how many days it will take to manufacture one EV car? And what is the efficiency of that one? And how many days it may last?
Yeah. So when it comes to manufacturing a car, so it's not done by single-handedly, because whenever one EV we are developing, the multiple companies are supporting to develop that product. Like if I want to take the example of latest bike Ether, if you see that Ether bike have a motor from another company, they have the gearbox from another company. So this motor development time is different, powertrain development time is different. But when it comes to the assembly point, it is the task of a 1 day or 2 days to assemble this. But before that, to develop on that product, that takes years and years to optimize the product. So as a complete vehicle, it might be the 2 years, 3 years task if you start from the scratch to develop with the multiple domain and multiple engineers. I think I answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from the participants can be asked? So to you.
As there more pollution is going on while manufacturing lithium ion batteries for vehicles, so 1 year of pollution is being done in a day, so the ozone depletion will be more now. So why can't the petroleum vehicles can be used?
Yes. Actually, that is also very important point we need to take. Like as you said, whenever we are developing the batteries, the pollution whatever is generating, that is definitely high. But if you see, in a longer run, there are some advancement is going on in the battery industry also. So they are supporting to use more renewable energy and combining this EV with the hydrogen based vehicle or sometime hybrid vehicle. So ultimately our aim is to reduce the pollution. So if I am going completely to the EV, in a one way I am reducing and in another way I am increasing the pollution. But somehow if we optimize the production of the batteries also and also renewable energy we are using more, then maybe in future we might mitigate this problem also. But as a current scenario, as you currently highlighted, this battery production is a huge problem for the pollution also. Correct. But definitely we'll working many people are working on that also. As I told you, solid state batteries are there. That batteries will last for longer duration, so ultimately we don't have to repeat this procedure for multiple times. And also if you combine the electric vehicle with let us say CNG or hydrogen fuel, so definitely there also we will reduce some of the pollution done by this manufacturing assembly. And also you can increase the range of your vehicle. So definitely it's not a one way, it's the collaboration of all the people towards the one single goal.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions from the participants can be asked?
Sir, what are the key points or key component electric vehicle that mechanical engineers work on?
Yeah, actually, this is very good question. In that, if you concentrate, the main part is the electric motor and thermal optimization of it, development of it, and prototyping. The electrical design might be generated by the electrical engineer, but after that, whatever the component structure you are making, optimization you are doing, that is the role of mechanical engineer. So first component is the electric motor. Another is that powertrain. When electric motor we are connecting, so there should be some system that will drive that power to the wheels. And generally this will be done by using the different gearbox structure. So there are like epicyclic gear trains are there, single rotor gear is also there. So this integration gearbox is also a complete authority of the mechanical engineer. Similar to that, battery. Let us say battery is developed by chemical engineers, but to maintain that battery under certain temperature, that is nothing but the battery management system, that purely a role of mechanical engineer. And finally, if you see the integration of all these components on the vehicle, this main task is also carried by the mechanical engineer. So if you see the 70 to 80% task is only for the mechanical engineer. 20 to 25% I can say that we have to depend on the another streams of the engineering.
Sir, I have one more question.
Yeah, sure.
What is the latest innovations in the EV industry that specialist engineers are working on?
Okay. So mostly the magnet, whenever electric motors comes in a picture, the magnet is a costly part that we are using in the electric motor. So nowadays engineers are working that without magnet, how we can generate the motor by using some theoretical concept like reluctance effect is there. So in the future there will be motor where we don't need a magnet itself. By using the electromagnetic induction only, we can directly run the electric vehicle. Because magnet cost is very huge as compared to the whole electric motor. And also if you see the magnet, most of the resources is present in the China. So again, there is some almost political dispute is going on related to this magnet import and export. So when we reduce that magnet from the motor, then we can make them more efficient and also more number wise electric vehicle. So this is the, I think, latest thing is going on. Apart from that, there are some powder metallurgy techniques. If you know the electric motor, in that electric motor, stator and rotor are there. That stator development is a very critical process because we have to cut with a very smaller dimension. So this kind of activity can be replaced by the powder metallurgy technology. If it is there, then what are the effect on the material? What are the effect on the output efficiency? This kind of study is going on in the latest trend for the electric motors related.
Thank you, sir. I have got more information about EV vehicles. Thank you for the information.
Any more questions from the participants can be asked?
Hello, Nikhil sir. If
Yes.
any student want to go for this EV field, okay, what additional things they want to study? I mean, any additional courses they want to do? Anything?
Yeah, good. Actually, it's very important because when you are graduating as a mechanical engineer, we might not have that much of detailed knowledge of electric motors because I think in the first or second year only we had that basic electrical engineering. After that, we never read that subject. Correct. So whenever any mechanical engineer want to go into the EV domain, so they must be aware about the electrical motor design, electrical motor structure, how actually it works, what are the different types of electric motors, and also they should be aware about the such a tools which will be used in the industry. So like if you see there are Maxwell is there, which is the electrical motor development tool, design tool. Then from the ANSYS only, you can see that ANSYS MotorCAD is there. So these all student versions are easily available. So like people can try that by their own. Tutorials also available easily on the internet, so they can get easily how the electric motor internally generated and what are the different types of analysis required for it. So this electrical motor study is a dominant for when you are entering into the EV. And in a EV only, if anyone want to go into the battery field, so they should be aware about the different uh, chemical composition that used by the battery, different kind of battery technology like fuel cell is there, then lithium ion is there. So this kind of basic study at least they should be aware, because in our regular curriculum we might not go in depth related to this side part, but it is very much important when it comes to the EV industry. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you, sir. I have one more question to you.
Yes.
At present, everyone are using lithium-ion batteries in the EV cars.
Yes.
Further, any other batteries can be replaced with it.
Currently, with the maximum efficiency, lithium ion is only like lasting longer for the particular duration. Also, there are some research going on related to, as I told, combination of hydrogen and batteries. So if such a kind of thing is there, then definitely there will be less uses of lithium ion battery.
Thank you very much, sir. I think any other participants want to ask the questions you are allowed to ask.
Hello, sir.
Can go ahead.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Instead of charging the battery, why can't we use swapping of battery?
Yes. Actually, most of the EV, if you see, there are some battery swapping stations also installed. The main problem with it that we need to install many stations to swap the battery, and that infrastructure cost is very huge. So that is the main reason, like people are not opening the many battery swapping stations. But definitely that is also very good option instead of charging, because currently charging time is high, but in future that time will reduce drastically.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello, am I audible?
Hello. Sir, those who are using vehicle for short range, is this
Yes.
economical?
Yes, definitely. Whoever using in a city to city, like internal city only, then if you calculate the IC engine bike versus the electric bike, so I think per kilometer charges, if you calculate, it will come around 0.8 to 0.9 rupees. Approximately, I'm telling, but definitely we have to check the model and which battery, what are the different efficient vehicles are there. But if you directly compare with the IC engine vehicle, so you will get a very huge amount of difference in a city to city. But when it comes for the longer range, then the main issue is that the charging time. Apart from that, there is no issue. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful session on EV motors and clearing our doubts.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Take this opportunity to thank you so very much. I'd like to thank our organizing committee for organizing this event for the benefit of the students. And I would love to thank all the participants for their wonderful participation despite of busy schedule on this weekend. Thank you, everyone. This is Saima signing. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nikhil sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you giving us your time. Thank you. Special thanks to my friend Chetan Vaisi for introducing you. Thank you. Thank you, Chetan.
Yes, sir. I request all to fill the feedback form which have been put in the chat. Fill the feedback form. If any queries which you could not ask, can be fill it in the feedback form. It will be clear to you. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you.